students. Now I'm going to take topic that is force on a current carrying conductor in a magnetic field. Right? Okay. So which force? Magnetic Lorentz force. We know that magnetic Lorentz force F which is equal to I Q V B sine theta. So this is magnetic Lorentz force. We already discussed how to produce a magnetic Lorentz force. The magnetic for Lorentz force is nothing but when the charge moves in an uniform magnetic field, it experiences a force. That force is magnetic Lorentz force, right? But here the force on a conductor carrying current carrying conductor in a magnetic field. Yes, in a magnetic field, right? So here one conductor carrying current. Yes. So see the picture. The length of the conductor is here. I'm taking L, and the charge is Q. It experiences a magnetic Lorentz force, that is FB. The area of cross section of the conductor is A. So this conductor in a uniform magnetic field. So this in 2 marks are represent that uniform magnetic field. So let us consider the charge moving with velocity. Which velocity? Drift velocity. Okay. Now see this. When a current carrying conductor placed in an magnetic field, the force experienced by the wire is equal to the sum of the Lorentz forces on the individual charge carries in the wire. Okay. Now a conductor has small segment of wire that is considered DL with cross section A and current is I, right? The free electrons get drifted, move opposite to the direction of current. So inside the conductor, the free electrons drifted, move with drift velocity opposite to the direction of current. So the relation between the current and the drift velocity, is I into V. I is the current and Vd is the drift velocity. So the current and the drift velocity relation, explain this first equation. See the first equation, I which is equal to N E A V D. What is N? Number of free electrons. What is E? Yes, electron. And what is A? Area of cross section. What is Vd? Vd is the drift velocity of electron. Okay. Now the force experienced by a charge in the wire. The force experienced by the charge in the wire. So what is the force? F, which is equal to minus E into Vd into B. So this is based on Lorentz force. Again, I am remembering Lorentz force equation. F is equal to Q V into B. Right? Instead of Q, here E is what? Charge of electron. No, that's why minus E here. What is V? Instead of V, here Vd. Vd is the drift velocity. And here B is the magnetic field. So this equation 2 is same as which force? Magnetic Lorentz force. Which force? Magnetic Lorentz force. Right? Okay. Here N is the number of free electrons per unit volume. N is the number of free electrons per unit volume. Here what is N? N is the number of free electrons now. So therefore total number of electrons is N divided by their unit volume. So this is equation number 3. Okay, see this, N is the number of free electrons in the small element volume. So therefore if I am taking volume which is equal to area into dl, the small element is dl, here area, right? So from which equation? Third equation, n which is equal to small n into v. Therefore n which is equal to n into v. What is v? Here is the v. So therefore substitute the fourth equation, a into dl. Okay. Now come to the force on electron. Force on electron. See this? Force, magnetic Lorentz force F. The total forces I am taking dF, which is equal to minus E the same, and Vd into B is the same. Here E into N. No, that's why I am including, see which one? N A into dl. N A into dl. So this is which equation? Fifth equation, that is force on electron. Force on electron, right? Okay. Next, the force in a which conductor? Straight conductor. Force in a straight conductor, right? So which is force? F is equal, dF is equal to ideal into B. Ideal into B, right? Ideal into B. So what is I? Current. What is L? Ideal element. And what is B? Magnetic field. Because of ideal, which is equal to, because of what? Ideal is equal to minus E NaVd into dl, the small element. So therefore the force in the conductor of wire of length placed in an uniform magnetic field. Placed in an uniform magnetic field, right? What is the value? F is equal to IL into B. IL into B. Okay, because here if you are taking F alone, here F alone, what will come? F is equal to I, because this term is equal to this one now. Therefore ideal into IL into the same value is nothing but what? B. Okay, this is the force on a current carrying conductor. Yes, IL into B, right? Okay, again see the first one, the conductor carrying current, yes, I. Inside that conductor the electrons are drifted and move with velocity, drift velocity Vd, correct? And in the same time the area of cross section of the conductor is A, right? And the conductor has n number of electrons and the volume is V. Okay, yes. So from this one I am taking initially relation between I and Vd. So the relation between I and Vd from the current, yes, I which is equal to NEA into Vd. Okay, because the current is nothing but basically rate of flow of charges. Here n number of charges and in particular area of cross section into their velocity. That is the equation number 1. Okay, and the force experienced by a charge in the wire. So the charges are experienced force now because the conductor in an uniform magnetic field, therefore it experiences magnetic Lorentz force. That's why here the force is what? F. The force is F. So F which is equal to minus E Vd into B. So this equation is same as the magnetic Lorentz force, right? That is Q V into B. Okay, here minus E is the charge of electron. So here N is the number of free electron per unit volume. Therefore you can take N by V, 3, equation number 3. Now if capital N, number of free electrons in the small element length. Okay, N is the number of free electrons in the small element length. Therefore entire volume I am taking area into dl. Yes, the volume of the which one? Conductor V is equal to A into dl. So therefore from third equation I am taking N which is equal to N into V. Yes, from that one I am substituting the volume here. So volume is equal to which one? A into dl, here N. So this is that N. And finally force on electron. First we have to find out force on electron, then only we have to find out the force on the conductor. That's why I'm here, force on electron. dF which is equal to, so here F, I'm taking dF which is equal to, the E is same and S n avd, number of four total electrons, into the drift velocity into b. So therefore same. That is equation number 5. Okay. The force on S state conductor, the total force, current into their element length in the magnetic field. That's why I'm taking here df, which is equal to idl into b, because idl we know that no, e minus e n a v d into dl. Yes, so therefore force in the conductor of wire of length placed in a magnetic field, then the force is what? Only F is equal to IL into B. IL into B. Clear? Only IL into B. That means if you are differentiate, you will get here only F. Here also you will differentiate DL. You can get what? L. That's why here F is equal to IL into B. Right? Okay? Do you understand? Yes. Shall we go to the next topic? Okay. So this is that the same question. Force on a current carrying conductor in a magnetic field. Yes. Important equations. The same. Yes. Previous slide is handwriting equation. So this is yes, PPT. Yes, important equations. See this. Force explained by each electron in the conductor is F is equal to minus E Vd into B. N is the number of electrons and A is the area of cross section of the conductor, and then the number of electrons in the element dl is Na into dl. Right? See this? So this is a uniform magnetic field, and this is the conductor, and this is the force, magnetic Lorentz force, and this is the area of cross section, and this is the current, and this green color represents the small element. So in the conductor we are taking one small element, right? Okay. The force explained by the electron in the element is the same, df, which is equal to n a dl. Yes, minus e vd into b. So therefore you can get minus n e a v d dl into b. So you will get finally this n e a v d, which is nothing but what? Current. That's why the next step I into dl into b. So just you have taking force now. That's why force is equal to integral df, which is equal to what is df? I dl into b. Therefore you will, yes, you will get I here and dl l into b. So therefore f is equal to I into l. Yes, I into l. Both are not I. First one is I, second one is l, b sin theta. Because which component? Yes, vertical component. See this? The magnetic Lorentz force in a perpendicular direction. That's why here vertical component. The vertical component I am taking sin 90. Okay? Do you understand? This is the force on a current carrying conductor in an uniform magnetic field. So what is the force formula? F, which is equal to ILB sin theta. ILB sin theta. Okay. So there are two cases based on the angle, yes, between the force and the magnetic field. Suppose if the theta is 0, if the theta is 0, what is the force on conductor? There is no force on conductor. There is no force on conductor. If you are substituting the theta is equal to 0, sin theta 0 is equal to 0, therefore the force will be 0. That means there is no force on the conductor. Right? The same time, if you are substituting the theta is equal to 90, you will get force. See this, sin 90 is equal to 1. Therefore, you will get F is equal to ILB. That means, if that, yes, angle is 90 degree, some force present on the conductor. The force present on the conductor. Right? That force is FILB. Okay? Okay, students? Yes. And this one, in conductor, magnetic field is present and current is present, and yes, some force, right? So therefore this, the direction of three things represented by one rule. That rule is John Ambrose Fleming's left hand rule. Yes, we called as Fleming's left hand rule, but yes, the real name is John Ambrose Fleming's left hand rule. Yes, see this left hand rule. If you have stretched the yes thumb finger, forefinger and yes middle finger perpendicular to each other, the thumb finger represent the force on a conductor, and that fourth finger represent the magnetic field, and the yes which finger, middle finger represent the yes direction of current, right? So this is what Fleming's left hand rule. Fleming's left hand rule. See, this is the picture of yes Fleming's. Again I'm telling, if you have stretched the left hand yes like this, thumb finger, forefinger, middle finger are mutually perpendicular to each other. Okay, and the yes which finger, thumb finger represent the direction of force in the conductor, and that fourth finger represent the direction of magnetic field, and the middle finger represent the direction of current. So this is which rule? Fleming's left hand rule. Okay, yes, got it? Okay, yes, this is a sentence. In general, yes, central finger, F force finger and the thumb on left has are stretched mutually perpendicular to each other, and the central finger points to current, and the forefinger points to magnetic field, and thumb finger in the direction of force on the current carrying conductor. Yes, force, magnetic field and electric current. Okay, yes. So this is for additional information. Force on a moving charge in an uniform magnetic field. Yes, suppose the electric field is present. So in the previous case we consider only a magnetic field. Suppose the same situation, electric field is present. What is the force on the conductor? That is this segment. When the charge Q moves with velocity v in the region in which both electric E and magnetic field B exist, then the Lorentz forces. Which force? Lorentz forces. In previous case only Lorentz forces QV into B, but here which force? Total Lorentz force in the case of electric field is present. Therefore QE into QE plus QV into B. That means electric field and the magnetic field. That's why here I am taking F is equal to Q is common now, therefore Q is outside. E plus V into B. So electric field plus the magnetic field. Right? Okay? Yes. So followed by the S force on a conductor, current carrying conductor. This is the example problem. See the problem. A metallic rod of linear density is 0.25 kgs meter power minus 1 is lying horizontally on a smooth inclined plane which makes an angle of 45 degree with the horizontal. The rod is not allowed to slide down by flowing a current through in when a magnetic field of strength 0.25 Tesla. Right? This magnetic field acting on it in the vertical direction. So calculating the electric current flowing in the rod to keep it stationary. So from this question there are two hints. One is linear density is 0.25, right? Linear density, and angle is 45 degree. Okay, and magnetic field strength, that is B, 0.25 Tesla. So these are the what? Datas, right? From this data, we are going to calculate the electric current. We are going to calculate the electric current, right? Yes. Solution. See this? The direction of magnetic field or the force according to is Fleming's left hand rule, IBL. So in last question we derived no force on conductor, that is force equal to IBL. No, the same here. The direction of magnetic force IBL is given by which rule? Left hand, Fleming's left hand rule. So now from the question, yes, I take like this type of diagram. Okay, 45 degrees given, that's why I draw this 45 degree, the angle between the sliding surface and the surface. What is the angle? 45 degree. Okay, so in this slope, one object is placed. That object experiences two forces. One is upwards and downwards. The downward is force which is equal to mg sine theta. Mg sine theta. So mg sine theta. Sine theta is 45 degree. So here upward BIL cos theta. BIL is nothing but force. Upward force, downward force. This is downward force due to gravitation. That's why mg. And here upward force. Which force? Magnetic Lorentz force. That's why BIL cos theta. Cos theta here 45 degree. Okay. Both are equilibrium. Suppose if that the object in this rest on the slope, that is for equilibrium, both are equal now. That's why mg sine 45 degree which is equal to IBL cos 45 degree. That is the downward force equalized by the upward force. Therefore, if from this one I am taking I is equal to mg divided by BL sine 45 degree divided by cos 45 degree. Here sine theta divided by cos theta is equal to tan theta. Tan 45 is equal to 1. That's why I am substituting the value. The mass is equal to what? 0.25 into gravity divided by B is given 0.25 Tesla into tan theta. Into tan theta. The L value is equal to what? 1. Therefore substituting the 1. So 0.2525 cancel. Tan 45 degrees is equal to 1. Therefore into 9.8. The G value, acceleration due to gravity, is 9.8. So I can get 9.8 ampere. 9.8 ampere. Right? 9.8 ampere. The current is on the conductor on the slope is 9.8 ampere. Okay. Okay, students. See this one. The downward force equalized by the upward force. The upward force is force on the current carrying conductor. The downward force is gravitational force. Okay. Okay, students. You should know the one equation is, what is that equation? Force on a current carrying conductor is nothing but IBL sine theta. IBL sine theta. The force is always perpendicular to the plane. Therefore, sine theta is equal to 90 degree. Therefore, the force which is equal to IBL. Okay. Okay, students. Yes. The next topic is force between two long parallel current carrying conductor. Force between two long parallel current carrying conductor. So in previous case we discussed force on a conductor, single one, but here force between two parallel conductors carrying current, right? Okay. Yes. So this is that, which one? Conductors, two conductors. See, this is the one conductor carrying current I1 and this conductor I2. Both are parallel to each other. Okay. These two conductors are separated by which distance? R distance. One conductor taken as A and another conductor is taken as B. Okay. And the electric current through the conductor in the same direction. The electric current flow through the two conductors in the same direction. So around each conductor, what is present? Magnetic field is present. What is present? Magnetic field is present. Just listen. if this conductor A, this is conductor A and this conductor B. So this conductor carrying current I. Due to this one, what is present around this one? Magnetic field is present. So in this magnetic field, I2 current is also present. Right? Do you understand? Again, I'm telling. Due to the current flow, this conductor, around this conductor, magnetic field is present. That is B1. In this magnetic field, the second conductor is present. Which conductor? This conductor is present. Okay? At the same time, if you are consider the second conductor carrying current I2, around this what will present? Magnetic field is present. That is which two? Which one? B2. In that B2, yes, the magnetic field B2, what is present? First conductor is present. Okay, because basically when the current flow to the conductor, around the conductor, magnetic field is present. Okay, here we are taking two conductor parallel to each other. So each conductor carrying current, magnetic field is present. In that magnetic field, the second conductor is present. Okay, at the same time, it experiences forces. See that force is perpendicular to the plane of the magnetic field, perpendicular to the plane of magnetic field. Okay, yes. Now, yes, magnetic field at a distance R due to the current I in A. Yes, first conductor, that is I1. First conductor is what? A. I'm taking here, first conductor is A, the current is I1. Okay, so the magnetic field, yes, in the conductor A, right, due to the current I1. Yes, so this is from which equation? Current carrying and magnetic field produced by the conductor. Yes, from that equation, B is equal to mu naught I divided by 2 pi r. Please remember that equation. From that one, I'm taking here magnetic field, yes, B1, which is equal to mu naught I by 2 pi r. So here instead of I, here which current? I1 current, because the first conductor carrying I1 current, that's why I'm substituting I1 mu naught I divided by 2 pi r into minus I cap. So here minus I cap represent what? Unit vectors. Okay, therefore minus mu naught I divided by 2 pi r into I cap. So this is equation number 1. Okay, and let us consider small element dl in the conductor B, that is second conductor, right? If you are consider small element dl in the conductor B, second conductor, the length is attracted to the conductor A. That element length is attracted towards conductor A. Towards conductor what? A. Therefore, if the conductor A experience a force, that force acting per unit length of the conductor B due to which conductor? A conductor, that is first conductor. Therefore, force by L, the force by L, which is equal to minus mu naught I1 I2, because see that force acting in which one? First conductor, no, due to which current? I1 current. Therefore mu naught I1 I2 divided by 2 pi r into what? J cap, into J cap. Okay, from the second equation only we are calculating the Lorentz force on which conductor? Which conductor? Second conductor, that is B. Okay, therefore df, which is equal to I dl into B1, IDL into B1. The magnetic Lorentz force on which one? Sir, force on which one? Second, on second conductor. Okay, yes, do you understand? Yes. The same way, the magnetic field due to the I2 on first conductor. See the previous case, the magnetic field is due to which conductor? Due to current I1 on first conductor. Here the magnetic field due to the I2 current. I2 current on which conductor? Second conductor, no. So therefore I2 on A. Again I am telling previous first equation. See the first equation. The magnetic field is due to which current? I1 current. Yes, on A. But this case, the magnetic field due to which current? I2 current on A. So therefore, due to the I2 current, what is magnetic field is produced? B2. Therefore, B2 which is equal to mu naught I2 divided by 2 pi r into J cap. Right? So this one positive direction. That's why here unit vector J cap. You understand? Clear? Now, the force on the conductor A is directed towards the conductor B, right? The direction of force on the conductor A is directed towards the conductor B. Okay. Then the forces. What is force? According to previous question, F is equal to IL into B, no? The same here I am taking on conductor B, F which is equal to I1 into DL into B2. I1 current carrying first conductor A into their element length DL. In that, yes, conductor, what magnetic field is present? Second magnetic field is present, no? That's why I am taking B2. So therefore, substituting equation number 3, in equation this 4 you will get F is equal to I1 DL and B2 substituting. Therefore, mu naught I2 divided by 2 pi r. Here I cap into J cap, because the force acting in perpendicular direction, no? So perpendicular direction already I taken. Therefore, perpendicular is Y direction. Therefore, here K cap. So I cap into J cap, you will get, yes, J cap. I cap into K cap, you will get J cap. Therefore, the force which is equal to mu naught I1 I2 into DL divided by what? 2 pi r. Right? Okay? Yes? Do you understand? The same one I am repeating, yes, with this slide. Please listen. Force between two parallel infinitive long current carrying conductors. Right? So this is, see this one, magnetic field is RS due to the PQ. Yes, please then. This is one conductor and this is the another conductor. Yes, this conductor carrying current I1 and this conductor carrying current I2, right? And the magnetic field experienced by this conductor is B2 due to this current, right? At the same time, this conductor, yes, carried magnetic field is B1 due to the current I2. And so in this one, this conductor experienced force, that is 1, 2 due to the second conductor. Here the second conductor experienced a force, that is F2 due to first conductor. That's why F12 2 1. Right? Now come to this one. First one, magnetic field on the which conductor? First conductor due to which current? I1 current. Therefore B1 which is equal to mu naught I1 divided by 2 pi r. Right? The force acting on RS, yes, due to the current I2. What is the force? Force on second conductor F2, no, due to which current? I2 current. Therefore mu naught I1 divided by 2 pi r. Right? So here I2 I into sine theta. If you are substituting that sine theta is equal to 1, you will get F21 is equal to mu naught I1. Here I2 is same into what here? L. This is not I, this is what? L. L divided by 2 pi r. So do you understand? F21 which is equal to mu naught I1 I2 into L divided by 2 pi r. Yes? Okay? The same way, the B1 acts perpendicular and into the plane of the diagram by right hand thumb rule. Yes, the thumb rule gives the always direction of what magnetic field, right? So the angle between the current and the magnetic field is 90 degree. Okay, therefore the current is on the conductor. You understand? The same way, if you are going to find out the magnetic field on the PQ conductor due to the current, RS current, that is which current? This current, this magnetic field is B2. Okay, what is B2? Mu naught I2 divided by 2 pi r. Okay, again I am telling, this equation is nothing but magnetic field on second conductor due to the current I1. Now come to this one. This B2 is nothing but magnetic field on first conductor due to second. Due to what? Current I2. Do you understand? Therefore, force acting on PQ due to the current which one? I1. Due to the current I1. Therefore, force on first one is F1 due to the second conductor. Therefore, F12 is equal to mu naught I2 divided by 2 pi r into I1 into L sin theta. Here sin theta is equal to 1. Therefore, F12 is equal to mu naught I1 I2 L divided by 2 pi r. Right? Yes. Now, if you are taking this F12, F21, both are equal, no? Both are same values, no? Mu naught I1 I2 L divided by 2 pi r. Here also mu naught I1 I2 L divided by 2 pi r. Both are equal, no? F is equal to mu naught I1 I2 L divided by 2 pi r. Okay. The force per unit length of the conductor is F by L, which is equal to mu naught I1 I2 divided by 2 pi r. The force per unit length, no, that's why I'm taking here. Force is unit is Newton and length unit is meter, therefore Newton per meter. Do you understand? From this one, what is the force between the two parallel conductors? F is equal to mu naught I1 I2 L divided by 2 pi r. This is the final equation of this question. Okay. Okay, students. Is this the same diagram force between two long straight parallel current carrying conductor? Is this the individual roles, individual diagram? See, this is one. This is the first conductor carrying current I1 and this is the second conductor carrying current I2. They are separated by r distance. By Fleming's left hand rule, the conductors experience force towards each other and hence attract to each other. Right? Because the current is same direction, no? That's why. Okay, students. But suppose the first conductor carrying current in one direction and the second conductor carrying current another direction, what will happen? So that force, according to Fleming's left hand rule, the conductors experience force away from each other, hence repel to each other. When it is happen, the current carrying conductor has current in which direction? Opposite direction. Which direction? Opposite direction. Do you understand, students? What is the conclusion of this slide? If the conductors carrying current in same direction, the force is what? Attract to each other. It is attraction force. Right? Suppose the conductors carrying current in opposite direction, what is the force present? Repulsion force. That is repels to each other. Okay, students? Yes? See this? Additional diagram. See that first one, the first conductor carrying current I1, the second conductor carrying I2. See that opposite direction? First wire and second wire. Yes, around the first wire, what is magnetic field is present? B1 is present. Around the second wire, what is present? B2 magnetic field is present. Right? Acting in which direction? Opposite direction. Okay? Yes. So from this one, ampere. Yes, we know that ampere is the unit of current. Now there is a definition. So what is the definition? of ampere. See this, 1 ampere is defined as that current when it is passed through each of two infinitely long parallel state conductors kept at a distance of 1 meter apart in vacuum, causes each conductor to experience a force of 2 into 10 power Newton per meter length of the conductor. Again I'm telling, 1 ampere is defined as that current when it is passed through each of the two infinitely long parallel state conductor kept at a distance of 1 meter apart in vacuum, causes each conductor to experience a force of 2 into 10 power 7 Newton per meter length of conductor. Okay, is this the definition of ampere? Again, yes, I'm telling definition of ampere. The force per unit length, yes, here Newton, yes, per meter. Suppose the I1, I2, the current, assume I1, I2 is equal to 1 ampere, the distance suppose 1 meter, then the force you will get F is equal to 2 into 10 power minus 7 Newton per meter. Again I'm telling, 1 ampere is that current which if the passed in each two parallel conductors of infinitive length and placed 1 meter apart in vacuum, causes each conductor to experience a force of 2 into 10 power 7 Newton per meter of length of conductor, right? So see this, I1 conductor, around that magnetic field is present, and due to the second conductor magnetic field is present. Okay, see this again, I1, I2 carrying, yes, current, and around that magnetic field present, but at midway the magnetic field present in perpendicular direction. Okay students, okay students, today class is over. We'll see on next video. Okay students, before that just have to, yes, thorough these two questions, okay, with the help of your book, okay, because I already gave important equations and important steps. Just have to, yes, thorough these two questions.